So for those of you that don't know me, my name is Brooke Ferrari, and I'm going to tell you a little bit about my story and my walk with Jesus. There's no easy way to describe the work that God has done in my life over the last couple of years. Growing up, I had no real church affiliation and didn't know what the love of God felt like. I didn't know what a religious family upbringing was like either. I found a good church in college, and it's safe to say that since that moment, my life has changed for the better in so many ways. During college, I found myself in a season with little to no hope for myself and for life. During the same time, I was also in a pretty awful car accident where in the process, 5 cars, including my own, were totaled. Prior to the first responders arriving on scene, I vaguely remember a person dressed in all white telling me it's going to be okay, you're safe. And when the police arrived, after telling me that they were surprised when they came up to my car that I was still alive, I asked where the person dressed in all white went, and they told me there was no one there and that they were the first responders on scene. I posted in the community Facebook page asking if anybody had stopped to help or if anybody saw anything, but nobody did. And that was my first realization that God was there to protect me. Psalm 91:11 was a really strong standout to me after that, saying, "For he will command his angels concerning you to guard you in all of your ways." After this, my love and trust in God amplified. I became more involved in Slow City Church. I regained hope and happiness, and then I was offered a teaching job in the Central Valley near Visalia, if you know where that is, about 2 hours away from every person in my life. I moved to Visalia not knowing anyone at all, and it was in the middle of the pandemic, so trying to find a community and church was extremely difficult. It taught me a lot about trusting the timing of God over my own timing. This last spring, I was offered another teaching job in SLO County, even though I wasn't planning to move back yet. I found housing, and I moved back 3 days after my school year ended. Well, in Visalia, I began to have a strong pull to become a foster parent. Given that I had no real support system in Visalia, it was not really logically possible for me to pursue at the time. But now that I've moved back here and I have my support system, I've begun the process of fostering. Granted, I'm still young and unmarried, and there are many people that have expressed hesitancy for me for starting this process. And admittedly, I was a little hesitant myself. But a couple of weeks ago at church, Brent actually said he was speaking on opening your home to people and answering the phone or the calling. And Brent mentioned maybe it's sharing a meal or fostering a child. And I couldn't help but think that was God telling me in that sermon to take the chance. This is my chance. By answering the calling and continuing training and licensing my home to take in a child in need, there's really nothing clear to me for my future. I truly believe that this is the next season of my life that God is pushing for me to explore. And I know it will be hard. I know it won't be easy navigating parenting a child alone in my early 20s, but I've never felt a stronger desire than helping a child find love, hope, safety in a world where they've grown to know as hopeless, loveless, and scary. Opening my home as Jesus did and teaching others to follow the calling, even if it's a little scary. I don't have all the answers, and I'm still learning, and I'm still at the beginning of this process, but if I can encourage you to do one thing, it's to trust in the timing of God in your life. Thank you for letting me share what I'm learning right now through my walk with Jesus.